There's a lawyer on YouTube that I follow very closely. She's somebody that I first learned about from Ethan Klein on the H3 podcast, because she kind of came on and they had a discussion about Ethan Klein's Triller lawsuit, the whole, Ryan Kavanaugh bullshit. And in seeing that discussion that she had with Ethan, she just came off as insanely likable, and she knows her shit. And she essentially gained my subscribe to her channel incredibly quickly, and her channel is incredible. So I've been following her since, and I love watching her coverage. Whenever she is live, she live streams uh essentially daily the trial itself, and I love watching the trial with her commentary on the days that she's able to film. The days that she's not able to film, I'm watching the trial on my own, and I'm really kind of, I'm forming my own opinion about it, but not really understanding like the full law aspect of it. So I enjoy the fact that she has a space where we are able to watch it with her, and she really is able to explain the meaning behind a lot of things, and really gets her audience to understand this legal jargon and BS really means, and just really providing the perspective of how a jury sees or may see certain things, just really expanding on large ideas that simpletons, again, which is a word that I've used quite often today, just to really get us simpletons to understand what all of this nonsense means. So I really want to react to this summation that she put together on her Quick Bits channel. So she's got Emily D. Baker Quick Bits, or you can actually follow her main channel where she does all of her live streaming, which is just Emily D. Baker. But I wanted to specifically react to this and really just really get her perspective on it. So let's go.
Have you seen what's going on with this Milani makeup thing that's blowing up all over TikTok about Amber Heard's opening statement?
I sure have,
We
girl.
have got to talk.
Ooh, let's
Hey
talk
there,
about
I'm
it.
attorney and legal analyst Emily D. Baker. These are the quick bits. Warning, curse words ahead. Let's get into it.
She loves the cursey words.
In opening statements, Amber Heard's female attorney made a very large deal over a makeup compact that she said that Amber Heard used to cover bruises. And then the makeup company released a TikTok stating that that compact was not available until after the divorce.
Also known as a lie, Amber. A lie.
We are going to look at the opening statements. We are going to look at that TikTok very quickly. And then I am going to talk about the legal problems that Johnny Depp's team can exploit to their advantage, and that Amber Heard's legal team have stepped in spectacularly all over social media. Let's take a look at this opening statement real quick.
Oh, here we
chose not to
go.
go. They keep saying ex parte, but they chose not to appear, and they knew she was going to appear.
Talking
Well,
about
Amber
the
didn't
divorce.
call TMZ, but somebody called TMZ to take all those photos that
Amber
day.
being photographed
Now, you
with the
also
bruises
heard
on
me
her
say
face.
that all kinds of people saw Amber that week, and she didn't have any bruises on her face.
Let's talk about the bruises
Well,
and the
let me show
makeup.
you this.
Here we go.
This is what Amber carried in her purse
Oh, do
for
show
the
me.
entire relationship with
Right
Johnny
here.
Depp.
Her key. This is key. This is fucking key. You heard what she just said. This is something that she carried with her their entire relationship. Remember that.
She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment ever without makeup?
She never.
She's an actor. Do you honestly think she could possibly stand to be seen without makeup with a natural looking face? Amber Heard, let's not scoot around the fact that she's a very, very, very beautiful woman. Very beautiful woman. It's understandable why Johnny Depp was just so captivated by her while they were filming The Rum Diary. It's obvious why. She's very beautiful. So don't sit here and try to tell me, like, do you really think that she could possibly be seen without makeup? The answer is yes. Yes. And if she feels that she can't fucking be seen without makeup, well, then that's an issue with her.
Left her
Think that she
apartment without
ever
makeup.
would have wanted other people to see her bruises and her cuts.
Still holding it.
This was what
She was on the
used.
cover of
She
People.
became very
See, this is a really good representation of what it's like to watch the trial with her. Like she adds a lot of light and humor, but then at the serious moments really provides intelligent perspective as to dissecting what it is that everyone is saying.
You're going to hear the testimony.
This is
from
what she
Amber
used.
about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days.
You're going to hear the testimony from Amber about
Mhm.
how she mixed the colors
Yup.
for the different days.
From the Milani Cosmetics compact, specifically, you are all going to hear it. She's being very direct in what she's saying. Very direct.
She is going to have to testify about this makeup palette.
And that's a moment that I'm sure a lot of us are waiting for. Okay. We need her on the stand to testify to all of these things that are coming out that are turning out to be lies, quite frankly. We already had Johnny Depp's side. So now it's time for you to pay the piper, Amber. It's time for you to answer. It's time for you to answer for all the nonsense.
Days of the bruises as they developed in the different coloring, and how she would use these to touch those up to be able to cover.
That, by the way, looks completely untouched and brand new. So it's not this particular one, but she keeps saying this.
Yep.
Listen to her words.
She's being very, very distinct about this. This product. Sorry, I just hit the mic. I hope it didn't fuck with the sound. She carried this with her. Not my vape, but she carried this with her entire relationship, and she used it to cover up the bruises that Johnny Depp inflicted on her face.
She also used concealer, foundation. You'll hear from her makeup person that Amber didn't even leave her bedroom without having foundation on. And one of the people that was
Johnny's
at the
just like
building
super into it. He's like, really? Is this
Apologies for the
she had
feed.
makeup on, and it would have covered that bruise. So that's the testimony on that.
That's there you go. This is going to turn out to be some very famous words, and that's the testimony on that. Well, I don't know about that.
Pay attention to when she says that this is what Amber carried the entirety of her relationship.
Yes, Emily.
Well, let me show you this. This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp.
This is what she carried for the entire relationship. Let's see what the company who makes that exact conceal and cover palette, this one,
I'm waiting with bated breath.
has to say.
Tell me, Emily, tell me.
On TikTok, Milani Cosmetics said, "You asked us. Let the record show that our correcting kit launched in 2017. I'm not going to play the Backyardigans music. If you want to see that, you can go to TikTok and take a look. But this is their TikTok. What? Carried in her purse for the entire relationship? Milani color correcting and concealer palette. Take note. Alleged abuse was around 2014 to 2016. Got divorced 2016. Makeup palette release date December 2017.
I don't know. Methinks that kind of sounds like a lie that Amber Heard's defense people are telling, huh? A little sus. It's a little sus.
They show them going through the offices at Milani Cosmetics. They show the exact palette and confirmed release 2017. Why does this matter? This matters because what they promised the testimony will show in opening statement is not going to be what the testimony can show, because this attorney stood up with her whole chest and said,
whole fucking chest.
This is what she used. She'll tell you how she mixed the colors. How did she mix the colors on something that didn't exist?
And that's the testimony on that. That is literally what she said. It is literally in the fucking transcript. All of this. The jury is literally going to be thinking about all of this.
How is she going to testify exactly how she did it
Yup.
if it
Didn't
didn't
exist.
exist? And she didn't say it.
Listen, I love the likes of, a David Blaine or David Copperfield, or Chris Angel Mind Freak. I love magicians and, foolery and stuff. I'm a Harry Potter watcher, okay, a reader. All right. But this is some fucking sorcery that I can't wait to see y'all try to prove. If it didn't exist, how the fuck were you using it? If you were the inventor of it, apparently, because that's what that would mean, then I don't know. Why aren't you the face of Milani Cosmetics? Well, apparently right now you're the face of Milani Cosmetics for all the wrong reasons.
One like this. And now there might be an opportunity for Amber Heard's entire team to just ignore this and say it didn't happen. But in opening statement, she promised you will
Yup.
hear Amber Heard's testimony of how she mixed it to cover the different days of the bruises.
Yeah, again, I keep wanting to harp on the point. She ended the statement with, and that's the testimony on that. That's what I'm hanging on.
I don't think Amber Heard can testify without addressing how she covered it up so that
Nope.
people did not see her bruises. Because part of her argument is that she covered it up so well that people didn't know. But
Mhm.
Depp's argument
Me suspects that is possible because it didn't fucking happen.
is that people didn't know because the injury didn't exist and the photographs were staged. This is going to be a critical point of contention. Is there still time for Johnny Depp's legal team to get the business records from Milani Cosmetics? Yes, because this is a 6-week trial. We just finished week 2. And they don't have to turn over impeachment evidence. So they can pull this evidence and hold it till they cross examine Amber Heard. The cross examination of Amber Heard is going to be fiery. Her legal team has to be trying to figure out a way to address this. They have to be trying to come up with a strategy. But this is out there now, and there's no going back. There's no way that Johnny Depp's legal team won't be aware of this. And there's
Mhm.
no way that Amber Heard's legal team won't have to figure out how to backtrack
Mhm.
from the bold statement made in opening that this is the exact palette she used. If you're going to use demonstratives, you better make sure that they are right, especially
Mhm.
when you are live streaming in 4K.
Mhm.
Because on this one, Amber Heard's legal team got caught in 4K making promises
Yup.
that they might not be able to deliver on.
Sure the
I
fuck
want to know
did.
what you think down below. Thank you for joining me for this quick bit. Thank you for joining me for today's
Let me tell you, Emily, my summation of that is, hey, if you're gonna lie, you better lie well. All right. You better have, I just don't understand how they would be able to get out of it. Again, like Emily just said, it was a very bold opening statement. And I am what I'm most curious about. I mean, obviously this is a small piece, it's kind of like super it I mean, well, let me not demean the severity of the situation as a whole, but this aspect about the makeup, it becomes bigger to me as the days go on, because the defense team has really, really, really hammered on Johnny Depp's side, that they're lying, or they're like, maybe could possibly be, hiding certain evidence or pictures and things like that. So it's like, if you're really going to be moving forward and accusing the plaintiff and his team of being shady and of lying and such, then you better have a very ironclad case, a very fucking ironclad case. And this is just kind of this is just a chink in the armor for me. It's just one of the things that I am most curious about seeing how Johnny Depp's team is going to handle. I really, really, really am curious to see how they're going to handle their cross-examination of Amber Heard and of anybody, that she calls to, or her team calls to the witness stand. How is Johnny Depp's team going to handle their strategy of cross-examination? We've already seen plenty of scenarios of Amber Heard's team sort of salaciously conducting their cross-examination. But of course, in learning about everything through Emily D. Baker, I'm really, really, really learning about just what is the intention of a defense team in a cross-examination or cross-examination in general. I mean, obviously in cross-examination, it's clear that you are able to say things that may not be true, because what you're doing is you're trying to catch up the person that, who you have in deposition. You're trying to catch them in a lie, essentially. So I really, really, really am curious to see what Johnny Depp's team's tactic will be in really fleshing all these lies out. Perfect example. Before I get off this topic, one of the things that they showed that they ended on last week, Friday, was a video that Amber secretly recorded of Johnny Depp in their kitchen, whatever home that they were in. I don't know if it was in LA or whatever. I don't remember. I don't recall. As I learned that you're supposed to say in court if you don't know what the fuck you're, I don't recall. So now I'm walking around the house like, it's like my mom like says something or whatever. I'm like, I don't recall. I'm like throwing around my legal jargon and anyway, like just trying to like make light of it. But they showed the video that Amber, she it's just her like grabbing her camera. She's like, you see her setting it down and hiding it like on a kitchen counter somewhere. And she really seemed to very intentionally try to elicit a greater reaction from Johnny Depp. It's clear he was already upset. For context, we have no idea what happened before she turned the camera on, but when she turns the camera on, it didn't sit well with me how she hides it, and then she looks fine, she puts it down, and then she turns around to Johnny when he's like slamming kitchen cabinets and shit, and she's like, but Johnny, I don't know, like, what's going on? I don't know what happened. Like, I just woke up and I came downstairs and I was being nice to you, and I don't know why you're acting like this. And it's just like, bitch, like, what the what are you doing? Like, it's so clear. It is so fucking clear that she was building a case. She knew where this was leading. She was literally building a case for herself to be able to defend herself. But in my opinion, I've been viewing a lot of these things and seeing it play out as like, yeah, she was being very manipulative to him, whether or not he defended himself against her, maybe he like pushed her or whatever, we don't know. They're saying things, but there's been no evidence of the fact that like, he's done anything like that. And in seeing his responses or how his team in their redirecting of the questions, they're doing a really good job of pointing out that Amber Heard's team are only giving you fractions of the scenarios, of the audio clips, of the video clips that don't tell the full context of the story. And I think that that's rather shady. But I guess, when you're a defense team and you're trying to defend your client, I mean, you're going to do that. You're going to try to make the plaintiff look as horrible as possible to the jury. But again, Johnny Depp's team is doing a really good job and being like, okay, like perfect example in Johnny Depp's cross-examination. There towards, I mean, well, I don't want to say towards the end because it was kind of like throughout the entire thing, but in Johnny Depp's examination, Rottenburn, Mr. Rottenburn, was he was just showing he was letting the courtroom listen to fragments of audio, and when Johnny was able to be redirected by his lawyer, she did a great job of wording her questions very specifically. Like, Mr. Rottenburn showed you, or Mr. Rottenburn, let the court listen or submitted into the court this portion of this audio. We would like to play the entire audio in its full context. And then it plays, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that makes sense why fucking Johnny's pissed and he's reacting like that, because Amber's fucking gaslighting him and being shitty and being dishonest. It's so fucking clear. So that's why I get aggravated with seeing people online only talking about shit by the little fragments of what they see being put on the internet. You cannot form a fully intelligent opinion about this if you are not following it very closely. And this is a very fucking serious situation. Thank you for watching another Zach Like Jack video. If you liked any of this and you liked any of that, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and the subscribies down there, and we'll have a little more fun later. Am I auditioning to be the Joker? I have no idea.